Hey, what's going on, Noah Nation? It's CJ Wilson here with another episode of Dope Talk. Let's do a little recap of the Boston College FSU game. It's been a crazy 24 hours, right? So let's go ahead and jump into that game and get some comments going in regards to it and just talk it out as a family. Before we get into everything, I do want to go ahead and point out and put this out here that what you guys have been hearing about the team is true. The majority of the team has been battling the flu, amongst other things as well. So if you a lot of the sluggishness a little bit can be attributed to the flu and things like that. It was a terrible game nonetheless, and there was a lot of things that we need to talk about that had nothing to do with the flu. But the team has been struggling with the flu. Started actually last week against Southern Miss and carried over a lot more into this Boston College week. So it was a rough week of practice, and of course for the game with the guys and being kind of sluggish in regards to battling the flu. But it was a crazy game. I want to point out some things and just talk about some things individually. Let's look at the box score for a second. It's crazy how we actually won this game. To be completely honest with you, first downs were pretty much tied 20 apiece. Total yards, Boston College had 457. FSU had 340. Pass yards 305 to 212. Rushing 128 to 152. Boston College. Turnovers 2 FSU. We turned the ball over twice. They only turned the ball over once. Time of possession 26 minutes for FSU, 33 minutes, close to 34 minutes for Boston College. FSU was 1 for 9 on third downs, 8 for 19 for third downs for Boston College, and they also converted 4 or 5 of their fourth downs. So you look at these numbers, and any if I tell you these numbers in regards to a box score, you'll say one team lost and one team won due to the numbers I just told you. I'm gonna tell you the reason why we did not lose this game, and our Boston College 247 reporter pretty much alluded to this a little bit. It's just Boston College was an undisciplined football team. 18 penalties for 131 yards. That was the difference in the game. That's the reason why FSU won and Boston College lost. It's just they're just an undisciplined football team. And AJ pretty much stated that in his preview, and it carried over to the actual game. A lot of people was talking about the penalties and things like that, and saying that the refs were just calling stuff. No, I promise you, a lot of those penalties, not all of those penalties, pretty much Boston College definitely caused himself, especially the face mask that essentially gave us the win. It was a clear face mask. So if Boston College wasn't an undisciplined football team, and I think that kind of carried over to the first two games as well. I don't think they're a bad football team at all, to be honest with you. I think Boston College actually has some good pieces to be a pretty solid football team within the ACC. But penalties is definitely going to hold them back to achieve their goal. But nonetheless, it was definitely a terrible game for FSU. A couple things I want to highlight in regards to the game. We're going to talk about some offense, and then we're going to talk about some defense. We'll go ahead and get things started with offense. The one thing that stood out to me that I feel like we got to get on track, and we really haven't got on track within the first three games, it hasn't been as advertised as we thought coming to the season, and that's the run game. We definitely struggled to run the ball against Boston College. We really struggled. I'm not necessarily struggling against Southern Miss and LSU, but it was just haven't been as dominant as I would like to be in running the ball as I thought would be coming to the season. We got a veteran offensive line, Trey Benson, all-world running back coming back. Trey, he hasn't really got going. Offensive line really hasn't got it going and creating separation and push. Now, granted, we are a little banged up on the offensive line. I really think this is a huge piece. Maurice Smith being out the last two games, I do think he's a key contributor to the offensive line, a starting center, been a starting center for the past 3 years. A big piece, probably one of the most important pieces, if not the most important piece to the offensive line. He's been out. So granted, you got to take that into account as well. Rob Scott, he's been banged up. But at the same time, though, man, there's nowhere in hell we should be running for what we ran for. 128 rushing yards, 3.8 yards a carry. There's no way FSU should be doing that. So yeah, Coach Alex Atkins and Mike Norvell definitely have to put their heads together and try to see what we can do to fix the run game, because coming to the season we thought that would be a strength, and it hasn't been a strength. Trey Benson only averaged 3.2 yards a carry. He has to get better too. I think it's a lot of things vision wise he needs to work on. We know the physical attributes of things like that when the hole is wide open. And Trey can definitely make you miss some tackles, but just creating holes, that's something he lacks. And just like I said, the push hasn't been great from the offensive line. I do think To be completely honest with you, I think FSU kind of misses Trayshawn Ward, and I think Trayshawn Ward misses FSU. To be completely honest with you, I think I know it's hindsight 2020 now, but I think both parties would have definitely benefited if he stayed. I know he's within the rotation at Kansas State. I think they got to start a running back that's getting the majority of the carries. And, at FSU, he was a dynamic playmaker for us. Just was a big compliment to what Benson did and just seeing things. As far as vision, Trayshawn Ward had some of the best vision that I've seen recently within FSU running backs. Rodney Hill, he looked pretty good though. He had 5 carries for 42 yards. We got to get him more involved. Explosive guy, physical runner. He has the vision. I like Rodney Hill a lot. He's going to be a playmaker for FSU within the years to come. But we have to get him more involved within the run game. Every game he's been in, so to speak, he's been pretty effective. The LSU game, the Southern Miss game, and the Boston College game. So we got to figure out ways, to get Rodney Rodney Hill more involved within the game. Also, I think Jordan Travis has to start taking what the defense gives him. I think he's pressing a little bit too much. I'm not sure if it's the Heisman campaign, things like that, trying to make the big splash play, put up big numbers and things like that. But again, I think we're just pushing the ball too much downfield and just being, like I said, just pushing too much, trying to do too much. Let offense come to you. A lot of guys are running free under the middle. Winston Wright, Dustin Hill. Dustin Hill has been running free under the middle for the past 2 games. On a key third down, I think it was 3rd and 3. The last possession, not the last possession, prior to the last possession before we gave Boston College the ball to attempt to score, we could have moved the chains a little bit to keep the clock running. It was 3rd and 3. We elected to go deep to Johnny Wilson on the sideline. If you watch that play again, Lawrence or Philly was off in the flats for an easy 3-yard gain. He would have got more than that. So that'd been an easy completion, an easy conversion, a pitch and catch that Jordan Travis and Lawrence or Philly have done plenty of times. He's our safety net, so to speak, out of the backfield and catching the ball. So that was an easy pitch and catch that we missed. And I think we just have our eyes locked down the field too much just to try to get that splash play. I think FSU with Winston Wright, Dustin Hill, and Jaheim Bell, I think we have guys that are good enough with the ball in their hands. They can take those 5 to 7 yard catches, so to speak, and turn them into 25, 30-yard games with the ball in their hands. So we have playmakers all over the field. We don't have to take the chunk plays. Get them the ball in space, let them do their thing, and make a guy miss, and they could go from there. Again, Boston College had, a 14-play drive and milking the clock and doing what they did on offense, given what the defense gave them. Why can't we do the same thing? There's no reason why we have to press and things like that. Take what the defense gives you and throw those underneath routes. Like I said, those 3 to 4 yard catches you turn into 20-yard gains just like that within the playmakers we have at receiver. Speaking of Jaheim Bell, man, Jaheim Bell is a playmaker, man. He's everything we pretty much hope for out the transfer portal. I've been saying a lot of times that I feel like he could be the X factor within the offense. We give him the ball. He's dynamic with the ball in his hands. He makes a guy miss. He can take it to the house. I love Jaheim Bell's game. The middle of the field pretty much is wide open. It's there for the taking. So we can do what we want in that regard. I want to see us get more creative in getting him the ball, like on end of rounds and running the ball and things like that. We did a little bit against LSU, but I think Jaheim Bell is that damn good and that special of a playmaker just to put the ball in his hands in a plethora of ways. But again, the middle of the field is pretty much there for us as far as anything we want. We just got to take advantage of it. And we did so a little bit with Jaheim Bell, and we saw what type of playmaker he could be with the ball in his hands. Got to give Johnny Wilson his flowers. He answered the bell. I kind of called him out a little bit on the last show in regards to dropping a lot of passes against Southern Miss, rightfully so. And I did state he was battling a shoulder injury, still battling a shoulder injury, AC joint injury that he's been battling for a couple weeks. But he answered the bell, man. Had 4 catches over 100 yards, big time. 4 catches, 105 yards. Made some big time plays for us. Johnny Wilson definitely stepped up, especially in the absence of any other type of receiver pretty much stepping up. Keon Coleman was pretty much absent throughout the game. It was pretty much the Johnny Wilson and Jaheim Bell show as far as on the receiver end. Those two pretty much had the best games for FSU. So good job for Johnny Wilson and bouncing back and having a good game. We got to get better on third downs. Third downs we have to get better at. I think it's a little bit of play calling and decision making as well too. 1 for 9 on third downs. That's not good at all. 1 for 9 is terrible. That's not championship football being 1 for 9 on third downs. That's 11% of your conversions. So no, we have to get a lot better in those money down situations in regards to moving the sticks. 1 for 9 on third down cannot happen if you want to play out championship football. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have from offense, man. We got to get a lot better in regards to just decision making. I do want to see the extent of Jordan Travis' injury. As you guys know, he had a little shoulder injury early in at the end of the second quarter, going into halftime. Played the rest of the game. It's going to be something to monitor moving forward. But I don't think, as far as him like game time status or missing any time, I just don't see that really happening. With everything that's riding on the season, with him coming back and things like that, he's going to be locked. And it's going to take a lot. I mean, a lot for him to not be able to be on the field, pretty much be in a wheelchair, if that's the case. But no, yeah, offensively, and that's another thing too. Offense didn't really touch the ball at all within the first half. They barely touched the ball within the first half. They didn't didn't get into too much of a rhythm or anything like that. I think the first quarter we only had one drive, literally one drive, and that's when we went down and got the field goal. So that kind of goes to the defense, which I'm about to talk about next, and just getting off the field. Boston College had a lot of um, drawn out, methodical drives that ate a lot of the play clock, but that's just us not being able to get off the field. We have to do a better job. Speaking of defense, let's go ahead and jump over to defense. We have a lot to talk about. Boston College had 457 total yards of offense. Thomas Castellano accounted for 400 of those yards. 400. So out of the 457, the quarterback accounted for 400 of the total yards for Boston College. Kind of the tune we said coming into the game, just about the dynamic playmaker he is, and just the struggles FSU have against these type of quarterbacks. Let's be completely honest, and something maybe we need to address scheme wise and things like that. But I'm not a fan of how we spy these type of quarterbacks. Thomas Castellano had over 100 yards rushing, well, close to 100 yard rushing. Excuse me. Jaden Daniels, he was the leading rusher for LSU with over 60 as well. I think we got to do a better job at these type of schemes of just playing back and inspiring these quarterbacks because 9 times out of 10 it just isn't working. Jaden Daniels last year, pretty much the same thing. Hell, even Malik Cunningham to a certain extent in last year's game against Louisville. We got to do a better job. I think just being aggressive and yeah, just being more aggressive with the rush. Stop rushing before, be up. And if you guys watch the rest of that game, that's exactly what Adam Fuller did those last couple of drives against Boston College. Brought some pressure, brought some corner blitzes and things like that. Brought some more speed around the edge, and it was effective. We got the Thomas Castellano multiple times in those two drives. If we can kind of implement that moving forward, now granted, we're not going to see a quarterback at all the rest of the season that is athletic as Thomas Castellano or as dynamic as him. You have Riley at Duke, who I don't think he can run, he can do some things scrambling wise, but I don't think he's as dynamic as Thomas. He's one of those guys. I think he's going to be a big time playmaker within the ACC for years to come. You can see why that switch was made for Boston College. During the first couple quarters of game one, he just brings a different type of element, different type of playmaking ability to what Boston College brings to the table. Something hell we haven't seen the Boston College offense like this at all. Usually, they have these slow pro style quarterbacks. Now you have a dynamic playmaker that can pretty much take it to the house at any point in the field. So I think we got to attack these quarterbacks differently, bring more pressure, mix it up a little bit. And Alan Fuller started doing that towards the end of the game, and it started paying off for the defense as we got pressure and got some sacks on Thomas. Like I stated, Boston College was 8 for 19 on third down and 4 for 5 on fourth downs. We we have to get better. We have to get better in what we call the money downs, right? These are downs where you're making money on, get you off the field. These crucial downs we have to get better on. And what drives me the most crazy is the situations we're in. Right, you got 3rd and 15, 3rd and 17, 3rd and 25, 3rd and 10. I mean, it's literally third and forever. And we work so hard on the early downs to put these teams within these situations. Then we have these back breaking mental errors to where we convert these third downs. Is mind boggling, man. It really I don't know, man. It's enough to drive you crazy, but we have to do better in regards to that. I don't know what it is, but it's a disconnect somewhere, and that disconnect has to be figured out in regards to just doing your assignment and reading your keys in regards to getting up the field on third downs. Like these are big time downs, and 4 for 5 on fourth down. I don't care who the hell you're playing. That's just not winning football. That's just not winning football. But a lot of times when he's third and long, so people are just running wide open, man. We can't have these mental errors on these type of crucial downs. We're too much of a veteran team to have these mental lapses. And also, this is year 4 of Alan Fuller's defense. So there's no way we should be having these type of lapses within the defense of year 4, especially with a veteran team, a veteran defense. Has to do better. We have zero awareness when it comes to zone coverage. Our zone awareness is terrible. We don't match well when it comes to zone. Sometimes we guard a lot of grass, etc. And with zone coverage in football, it's kind of like zone coverage and not zone coverage, with zone defense in basketball, right? You're not guarding space, you're guarding players. You're player matching, so to speak, when it comes to zone. A lot of times you're guarding space, it's just easy to pick apart the defense. And also, we don't pass off coverage as well at all. It's a couple times, if you guys watch the condensed version on YouTube for the FSU and BC game, it's a lot of times in which where we will have two guys on one receiver. And that's just a simple not passing off and staying within your zone. Going to the left too far, going to the right too far, whatever it may be, it could be 10 to 5 yards. You're still creating that big void in the gap to where you should be. And they're just picking up right then and there. So again, zone defense have not been our strength at all. I've been saying this for the last couple of years with in regards to Allen Fuller defense. It just seems like the team doesn't understand how to play zone coverage. I'm not sure where the disconnect is, but we got to get back to the basics in regards to zone coverage. Or hell, just scratch it all together and just man it up if it's not working. Because clearly there's a disconnect somewhere. We have two guys on one defender in zone. You're not understanding the matching process and passing guys over. That's a communication thing. And also when you just covering grass, that's a IQ thing, right? That's an IQ thing. If you're just covering grass because it's your spot, technically, you're doing a disservice to the defense. You got a zone match. You got to take away certain things within zone defense. It's a chess game. So again, if you can master zone defenses and bring pressures with it, it could be a beautiful thing if you mix it up with the man coverage. But we're looking crazy in zone coverage, and it's pretty much pick your poison for quarterbacks and things like that. So we got to do a lot better, a whole lot better in regards to the defensive side of the ball and just zone matching and things like that. Like I said, the offense was barely on the field. And we're talking about game changing plays and just how important third downs are. It's 31-10 with like 5 minutes left in the third quarter, and it's a third and 17. And we have a receiver pretty much wide open and zone coverage again, right? Pretty much wide open in the middle of the field, and they convert that, for a touch for a first down, and ended up scoring on their drive to make it 31-16, and then the game pretty much started snowballing from that point there. We also started shooting ourselves in the foot, man. We can't have these unforced errors, right? So you got the Lawrence to a Philly fumble that was returned for a touchdown. You can't fumble that ball in that situation. Lawrence has been one of our most reliable guys since he stepped foot on campus. Just a mental error. You can't do that at all. You can't fumble that ball, especially on that side of the field. And hell, usually you put your defense in a bad situation, but it was an easy scoop and score. So that's 7 points just like that. Changes the game completely. And also the hands team. Trey Benson, another huge mental error. Just following the ball. Get following the ball, keep it moving. We got the ball at like the 30 because it was a short squib kick. Don't try to scoop it up at that point in time. Just following the ball. I guess I understand why Winston Wright wasn't deep for the hands team. I'm pretty sure, and I'm probably go back and rewatch it again. I'm pretty sure he was closer to the line of scrimmage, which makes which makes all the sense in the world to have him closer to the line of scrimmage on that hands team onside kick situation, just so he can feel the ball whenever it was an actual if it is an actual onside kick situation. You want your best receivers, your best hands guys within that 10-yard radius. So to have him up and have Trey Benson back, I don't mind that. Trey Benson has returned kicks in the past. He returned a kick for a touchdown against Boston College last year. And to have him deep back there, you're not even at that point in time, your hands team is your hands team. You're not foreshadowing a deep kick in the first place. So I don't have an issue with Trey Benson being back there versus Winston Wright, because I know Winston Wright was closer towards the line of scrimmage in regards to the actual onside kick. So people complaining about that, I don't really agree with that one. But it's one that I thought was pretty damn egregious. that kind of caught my eye. Tate Rodemaker being on the hands team. I don't know where the hell that came from. And speaking to some people, which it makes a little bit of sense. Shout to Staples. I was talking to Staples online on Twitter, and just pretty much saying that sometimes quarterbacks have some of the best hands on the team. They catch the ball pretty much every play in regards to the game, which is true. But I don't. I'm not putting Tate Rodemaker on my hands team, especially when I have a banged up Jordan Travis as it is. I'm not doing that. I don't think Tate is that damn athletic or his hands are that good. Well, Tate is pretty athletic. I'm not going to get that. I'm not going to say he's not that athletic. He can play basketball. He can run pretty good. A tall guy. I'm just not putting Tate Rodemaker on my hands team. Simple as that. You can find another receiver. Hell, we got a deep ass receiver room. Might as well put somebody else out there that could do it, especially with our quarterback situation. But yeah, that was something that caught my eye, but nothing too big. But yeah, overall though, man, just the mental errors, you shot ourselves in the foot. What saved FSU was just Boston College being a very undisciplined football team. Have that many penalties, especially in key situations, is just bad football. They have to do a better job of coaching those guys up, especially, because you can lose games like that, which they did. But again, it was a weird weekend for college football, very weird weekend. It was the red bandana game. I hate playing Boston College up there for this game because it always get kind of weird for some reason for us. Um, Shaky weather, we had the hurricane situation, all that. So I'm just happy to get out of Boston and Chestnut Hill with a victory and going 3-0. There's a lot of things that's correctable, but again, I tell you this all the time. We haven't played a complete football yet. We dominated LSU, beat their behind, scored 66 points on Southern Miss. Still didn't play a complete football game. There's a lot of things we could have worked on within those two games. Of course, just a plethora of things we could work on within this Boston College game. But I say that to say this team is growing in process. It's early in the season. You want to play your best ball towards the end. I think we're kind of going in that right direction. We did have a little setback this weekend, but it's nothing that can't be corrected or nothing that you should jump completely off the rails for or just completely panic. It happens. If you guys look across the landscape of college football, I think half of the top 25 didn't cover. It was a stat out there. I don't know the exact number, but half of the top 25 didn't cover or didn't play particularly well. Georgia was down 10 points at one point in time to South Carolina. Hell, I think Wyoming and Texas, I believe that's who Texas was playing, Wyoming. They was tied at 10 going into the fourth quarter. You guys seen Colorado State and Colorado. They were a 23-point favorite in the going double overtime. So overall, I think we'll be fine in regards to the season. Don't panic. I still think we'll be fine. It's got to get better and move forward from this game and, focus on Clemson because you guys know, man, we haven't beaten these guys since 2014. Want this game really bad, really bad. I think the guys know it too. The coaches know it too. They're going to be 100% locked in for this Clemson game. So definitely going to be interested to see how we respond moving forward for this game. We had some adversity. We fought through it. We still won. It's things you could build on and coach and things you could point out so you could have a better product moving forward. But I will say it's been times in the past where FSU have lost this game. I still think we could have lost this game if Boston College didn't have that many penalties, but this shows the growth and maturation as a team to kind of get through that adversity. So if you have that Lawrence Todd Philly touchdown to where they run, or excuse me, that Lawrence Todd Philly fumble for the touchdown, I've seen FSU teams in the past kind of snowball and things get out of control from there. So to go into a hostile environment on the road, a true road game at that, and get the win, that's a big time thing for FSU. So shout out to that. Hell, at the end of the day, I mean, you got to win by one damn point. So move on to the next. Drop one spot within the AP poll, went from number 3 to number 4. Not that matters because, hell, at the end of the day, if you win all your games, you should be in that top 4. And that top 4 is what you strive for in the first place. Week 3 polls don't really mean anything. I know a lot of fans are kind of talking about how far we drop and stuff like that. Man, none of that shit matters, man. At this point in time, just keep winning, keep doing your thing. The rest will take care of itself. But I think we will be focused going into Clemson, which is a bigger road game, going into Death Valley. So I think we'll be ready. I know you guys got a lot to get off your chest, a lot to get off y'all chest. So let's go ahead and talk about it like a family, man. See if you got any callers in the chamber. KP, what's good?
Oh, what's good with you, CJ? How you doing?
I'm doing good, my brother. Talk to me, man. How you feeling?
Man, listen. Everybody jumping out the window. Everybody out here acting like it's the end of the world. It ain't the end of the world. Here's how I look at it. I
Okay,
remember 2013 Florida State. Didn't we struggle with Boston College that year?
absolutely.
I'm sorry, didn't the '01 Hurricanes struggle with Virginia Tech that year? They the greatest team in college football history, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, didn't US
Oh shit, KP was in his bag a little bit. And we lost him. Let's see if we get him back. You back?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. But didn't USC the year they was the greatest thing in the world? Wasn't they struggling with Notre Dame out here? So we can have these growing pains. Here's what I see. I see a lot of things, like you said, correctable issues, stuff that
Correct.
we can get on point. But on top of that, I like this because you know what? Them boys got cute. They were feeling themselves. They were reading the tweets, seeing the little video, getting a little hype. And now hey, remember, this is a long process here. I love that we had this rough game right here because now they got to get back in there and get focused. And they're going to have to come correct next week because you see Clemson out here already beating their chest. Well, let's go on
Against
up there.
bro, they play FAU too. Like, goddamn.
Exactly. Let's go on up there and just put them right on. Hey, go sit in the back seat. Let us put you in that car seat, and then y'all strap on in while we take this thing on down the road. That's it. I see all of the other ones talking. Florida State ain't supposed to be up there. See, we told y'all that was trash, but y'all ain't playing nobody either. Let us grow the way we said we was gonna grow. Let's gel the way we supposed to gel, and it's all gonna come out on the other end. I ain't worried about it at all. Ain't
Well,
worried
it's
about it
crazy how
at
we get
all.
highlighted, which I kind of understand. But you look at the rest of the fucking country, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was struggles. All it was just one of those weekends of college football. I'm just glad we actually survived the weekend.
Right, right. And you know what? We came out of it with the dub, just like a team is supposed to. We were the better team. Boston College came out there and played the game of their season. They looked good against us. Okay, good. We got their best shot. We're going to get Clemson best shot next week, and everybody else is going to try to punch up at us. All we got to do is weather the storm and dominate the game, and that's what we gonna see it moving forward. I will say this, though. Adam Fuller, I don't like the lack of blitzing. I don't like the scheme. I mean, he has that whole bend but don't break defense, and I can understand that. But I need more creativity coming out of that defense, man. I need people coming out of off the corners. I need to see Knowles and them boys, whoever's at the star position. I need them blitzing from the other side, and I need our defensive line like they stood them boys up a lot, and that's what let Castellanos run as much as it did because the spy was falling all the time. I saw quite a few times that we had a spy on him, and the spy would just fall and he would take off.
That's
I
why I
didn't
say
like that
it's
at
hit or
all.
miss, bro. That's why I say it's hit or miss with that. And you look at the last four or five games against running quarterbacks, it hasn't been effective at all. So we got to change it up. And it's crazy because, like I stated, those last couple drives, he got a little dicey and shook it up and brought some corner blitzes and things like that, and it was
Hmm.
effective.
And them boys got home. Even on that play where they thought it was the fumble, he got blitzed from the backside. He didn't know what to do. He got shook and he went down when them boys ran up on him. If they implemented that game plan all game, I think this game goes a lot different. But again, Boston College, they always play us tough up there. I don't like Boston College at all. Can't stand them. So I'm not. I'm just happy we got out there with the dub, regardless of how I look. I'm just glad it was early in the season because we got the big game next week, and we're gonna go ahead and show the world what we about next week when we go up there and knock Clemson off. That's it.
100%, my dog, man, my
That's
dog.
it. Oh yeah. Hey, listen. Dope talk, baby. Tiny Hat game coming back. I can't wait till next week because I'm gonna be on here selling out. I'm gonna sell out like Girl Scout cookies when they out here in these streets. I'm telling you right now, we coming. Nose up, baby. Nose up. Clemson ain't ready. We coming. We coming. We here.
My boy KP, I love the energy, dog. I'm ready to jump through a brick wall, baby. Let's do it, man.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Appreciate you, but definitely come join us next week, dog. Definitely. Before we get to the next call, make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, like this video. We got a plethora of you guys. I'm looking at what 128 right now. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, so we can push this out to other FSU fans who want to enjoy this type of content as well. And before we get jumping into the next one, I think KP did make a good point too about these guys kind of smelling themselves and getting a little bit humble. I want to see a mad FSU. I want to see a dominant FSU. Kind of show the world a little bit, what they can do. So hopefully we can do that going into this Clemson game. You got another call in?
Yo, what's up, CJ? It's Troop, man.
Yo, what's good, bro? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Man, them boys had me nervous.
Yeah.
The boys had me nervous, man. You know, it's crazy. Boston College played. They played really well. I think they. I don't know if we planned. Let me know what you think. I don't think we planned for that for a running quarterback like that.
We plan for it, but I don't think the plan is that good. The
Okay.
plan is to pretty much rush for and let those guys do their thing and have a little spy on him. But again, when you rush for, I think it kind of creates lanes a little bit, and a guy like Castellano, I think, is more dynamic and athletic than probably any linebacker we have. Even with Kalen DeLoach, I think Castellano is just a damn near dynamic playmaker. he gets one step or move one step to right or left on whoever the spy may be, and this obviously the races. So I think like KP said, we just be if we and especially a guy like Cal, he's new to the damn game. He this is his second game starting, so
Put some
we could
pressure
have
on him.
thrown him some different looks, brought some different pressures from different areas, kind of confused him a little bit. I think we could have did that a lot. That was more effective. And again, we saw that within those last couple of drives. I don't know why the hell we wait to that point in time to do it. But again, nonetheless, it was perfect timing and it worked. But if we'd have started throughout the game, I think that's it's an effective recipe for these type of running quarterbacks.
Yeah, I agree. I think what I'm noticing is we might be a second half team. I think we make the best adjustment second half. I think they still could have came out hot, make some adjustments on Adam Fuller's side, and then I think Jordan, Travis, I think he in his head or whatnot with the Heisman campaign, like you said, and because dumping off those easy passes like cross the middle, like everybody in college football, if you notice, was working. Colorado State was killing Colorado with them cross passes, them little dumps, and then take a shot deep here, here and there. So I think we got to get back to how we were playing like at the end of last year.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a process to get there, but I do agree with you. It's a lot of stuff that's underneath for us that's wide open. We don't have to take a shot and look for the gusto play every time. And like I said, we got dynamic playmakers. They can take those 7 yard catches and turn them into a 25 yard game, things like that. So
Mhm.
again, I agree with you 100%. But we got guys that could. I think Dustin Hill, you give him a window, he could definitely turn that 7 yard catch, make a guy miss. He's going 25 yards down the field. So we got playmakers that can give us those chunk plays with yards after the catch.
I agree. My last take, man. We talked about it last time. Conrad Hussey. I say throw my boy in the fire, man. Put him at safety, bring Kevin Knowles back to nickel. I seen some resemblance from Kevin Knowles. I don't know if he's ready for that. I don't know if the safety position, because even last year during the Florida game, he gave up. When he was on Pearsall, we had to put Greedy on him to tighten things up. So I don't know. What's your take, man? What do you think we should do? Moving back to nickel, give him some more time to adjust, throw Conrad in there, or what?
I mean, I don't. Yeah, I don't. I just let it play out a little bit more. I got to see a little bit more, to be honest with you. I do think Conrad is going to the more the season comes along, it's going to get a lot better to play. But I saw some good things. I saw some bad things. But that's just for everybody. So I can't really give an opinion on that just yet. Let me see a little bit more. I think, but see, at the same time, though, I think Jerry and Greedy are doing damn good there too. So,
Mm-hmm.
so those are also limited as well too. So it's just a catch-22. I think I did, to be completely honest with you, I thought moving him to safety was a bad move, but not necessarily a bad move. I just felt like from a skill set thing, I felt like it was kind of doing him a little disservice. But let it play a little bit. I think he's been a lot more physical though than I thought, which is okay. But you got to
Yeah,
get better. Yeah, you got to get better in certain situations. He's been a lot more physical than I thought, which is a good thing. So I got to see it a little bit more.
yeah, I agree. I did see him coming downhill, later in the game, so I did like that. But
Right, right.
appreciate you, man.
Nah, no problem, bro. Appreciate you joining, dog.
Mhm.
Make sure you guys like and subscribe, man. I got a special. Oh, I got a special right here, man. I think I got a Hall of Fame player right here. Um, that's lined up. Is that my boy Bo? Can't hear you, bro. You I don't know if you muted or whatnot, but I can't really hear you. Again, make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to the channel. Bo, you there? We'll let Bo work out his technical difficulties, man. That's my partner, Bo, man. He's played football at Eastern Illinois, man. He's a running back. He's recently inducted to the Hall of Fame for Eastern Illinois. Big time playmaker for those guys, man. You guys know there's a lot of playmakers that come from Eastern Illinois, Tony Romo, etc. Again, make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel. And then you said what? No, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Bo, try to jump out and come back in, then we'll get you going. Again, make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel. Vontae B, man, I see you in the comments, man. Jump in and talk. I say JT needs to stop looking for the home run as much and check the ball, check down to the slots. Yeah, I agree, man. We got, like I said, we got guys that's wide open all day. So again, take those plays. We can take the 7 yards. Again, if Boston College could do a 14 play drive, eat the clock, why can't we? Take what the offense gives you. Takes what the defense gives you, excuse me. Everything doesn't have to be that big chunk play. Everything does not have to be that big chunk play. And at the same time, we have guys that can turn 7 yard gains into, some big some big plays for us. So let's put the ball in the playmakers' hands. It's often built for playmakers. So let the playmakers make plays. It's going to be an interesting game in Clemson. Can't wait for that game. Actually, man, it's a kind of a personal game for me. As you guys know, I'm gonna be up there for sure. But my brother played for Clemson, was a pretty good player, All American, multiple time All American, things like that. He's currently on staff for Clemson. Well, he's getting inducted into the Clemson Hall of Fame, and they're just having an induction ceremony for him Friday, and they're going to have a little special announcement at the game as well. So it's a pretty special weekend for me and my family as we go out to Clemson to kind of celebrate him being inducted into the Hall of Fame and also celebrate Clemson getting their ass whooped in Death Valley. So it's going to be a pretty fun weekend. Yeah, appreciate you both for the salute. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting weekend. Yeah, we talk about offensive line. Like I said, offensive line they got to get better. There's a lot of things that from a just from a like I said, a run game perspective, we didn't get a lot of push on the run game and things like that. A lot of stuff we gotta fix in the running game. But like I said, I think having Mo Smith out is huge for us, and also Rob Scott, he's been hurt too. But we got to get a lot better in being more creative in the run game. That's supposed to be a strength for us coming into the season, but so far it hasn't been. I know Boston College were hell bent too on stopping Trey Benson in the run because, as you guys know, last year Trey Benson killed Boston College from a kick return perspective. Bo, you there? I got the Hall of Famer with me. Talk to me, dog. How you doing? Mm-hmm. Oh, 1 second, Bo. The callers said. I'm sorry. The listeners say they can't hear you for some reason. Hmm. Hold on. Can you guys hear when I say something, Bo?
Yo, yo, can y'all hear me?
Can you guys hear? Can you guys hear him now? Let me know in the comments, please. Anyone? All right. Yeah. All right. There you go. You good, bro? You good
Okay.
now? All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think they was kind of looking a little bit ahead to Clemson, man. You know what I mean? I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
just not being focused all the way, that's kind of the result you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like obviously it's the red bandana game. We know what BT gonna bring about that. We already know that. But some of the lapses we seen, like missed tackles, you know what I mean, guys not standing their gaps. I think it's just a fact of just kind of just not being focused 100%. And so obviously this week we're gonna have to be focused. I think Mike gonna coach them up hard as hell this week. Um, and I feel like when we play our game like we did second half of LSU, I mean we should go up to Clemson and win. I mean, we ain't beat these dudes in what, 7 years now?
Bro, we been beat them since 2014,
Yeah,
dog.
yeah, it's a long time. You know what I mean? So, you know, when we think about how good this team could be, Saturday is going to be like the stage for us. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the biggest game on the schedule. We know they're coming in. They gonna be ready, and we know that. We know Clemson gonna be ready. They playing at home, Death Valley. Um, but it's just time to go up there and beat them boys' ass. I'm sorry for the cussing, but It's just what it is, man.
I mean, I agree 100%. Like you said, it's been 7 years, especially if you want to get back where we want to be at. Hell, this was our conference for a long time. And be
Absolutely.
quite frankly with you, these past, 5 or 6 years, it's been Clemson's conference.
Absolutely.
And I think these guys kind of understand that. And at the same damn time, like you say, understand just how big this game is, what it means for FSU. So I think there's going to be a different type of focus this week, just being locked in within this Clemson game.
Absolutely. I agree with you, man. And I just feel like, the players who we know are the best players on the team, they kind of been pressing a little bit, namely Jordan Travis. I think, you know, Travis is going to have his best game on Saturday. I mean, I think he understands the magnitude of the game. He understands how much of a leader he is. And I feel like, some of the criticism of him, I think they be valid. I think he is doing a little bit too much. You know what I mean? Not taking the check downs at times, taking too many big shots. And not necessarily taking too many big shots, but when we taking the big shots, underthrowing the ball, I think Jordan Travis is going to be 100% focused, locked in, and you're going to see every weapon we have, every play call we got. Yeah, we got something coming this Saturday, bro.
Yeah, I think Mike will pretty much go and load the clip on everything as far as from a playbook standpoint of things like that. And like you said, Trav, I think he has been impressed a little bit, just not really trying to make the big play, which is perfectly fine. But at the same time, let's play within the offense and get back within the field.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's all you do because like it's an offense built for playmakers. If you get those
Absolutely.
balls underneath, if you get the guys the ball underneath, like I said, we got playmakers that turn a 7 yard game to a 25 yard game easily.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I agree
Exactly.
100% with you, Bo.
But yeah, that's all I want to do. I just want to tap in with you. I'm definitely gonna be tapping in, each week. Let's go, man. Go Noles, man. It's time to beat Clemson, bro.
Appreciate you, bro. Tell the people where you calling from too, man. Tell the people
I'm
where you
from
at.
St. Louis, bro. St. Louis, STLMO, bro.
My guy, man. The two arches, man. St. Louis, that's my guy.
Yes, sir.
All right, bro. Appreciate you.
All right, CJ, take care, bro.
Yes, sir. All right, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, man. Any other calls want to jump in, man? Let's get some conversation going, man. I know it was a lot of top topics a lot of conversation on the timeline. Let's hear it right now, man. Talk a little bit. Again, appreciate the comments, Steven. We got 100 plus people in here. Make sure you guys take the time out to like the video and subscribe to the channel. This is a huge game for ACC standpoint. We gotta if we want to if FSU if we are who we say we are in regards to being back and competing for the ACC championship, things like that. This is the game you got to win. This is the statement game. This is the game. This is where you show everyone what this team is really all about. Yeah, the LSU game is cool, this, that, and another. But if you can't dominate your conference, then what are you really talking about as far as taking that next step to be a championship team? So if we go out here and dominate Clemson within conference play, put the rest of the conference on notice, show them what time it is, man. I think we could pretty much put this past Saturday on the back burner and use it as a learning experience and move forward. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel. Any other calls want to jump in? I'm going to go ahead and end the show pretty soon. I want to talk to a couple more people. I know you guys are there. Go ahead and get them takes off. Let's talk. It's early, but my favorite offensive line package. We could get to that in a second. Lock boy, you there? All right, till we get him in. My favorite offensive line package. I'm not exactly sure. We got a caller in right now. Okay, Tanya, you there? Lock boy, what's good, man? Talk to me. Yeah, I hear you. Go
Hey,
ahead, bro.
let everybody know the sky ain't falling yet, man. We just gotta put our head down. This was the perfect game, what we needed at the right time. Now this right here, this week gonna show us what we all about.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think the overreaction is just, it's an overkill. We had a bad game. It happens. We won though. how do you look at the game and look at things that are correctable and move forward and get better? That's the main thing. That's how I'm taking. That's how I'm looking. I'm not looking at it as far as, oh, these are frauds and all that. No, hell no. It's the third game of the season. We're okay. Keep pushing to keep and get better.
Yeah, yeah, ain't no perfect team. Man, Georgia had three at halftime. Like ain't no perfect team right now. Ain't nobody. Everybody ain't winning by 40 points. Like a lot of people struggling. We ain't the only team that had a struggling game yesterday.
I agree. And I don't think we see a quarterback as dynamic as Castano either moving forward for the season. But I think we're fine, man. Just a lot of overreactions. So, Labo, what's your thoughts going into the Clemson
Yeah.
game?
Say it again, bro.
What's your thoughts going into the Clemson game?
Oh man, I think we can come out there winning. We just gotta get the ball, Keon Coleman hands. Defense gotta play solid defense. We know they ain't got nobody but Will Shipley. They rivals, they wide receivers look suspect. Like I feel we can go in there and beat them boys by 10 points.
No,
But we gotta play. We gotta play a complete game that we haven't showed that we can play yet either.
right. I agree. We can't have those mental mishaps or things like that. If we play up to our
So that's
potential,
what it's gonna come down to. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's gonna come down to.
no, I agree with you 100%. Yeah, if we play up to our potential,
I feel. Yeah.
no, go ahead. Finish the statement.
I
Go ahead.
feel if Clemson play their best game and we play our best game, yeah, I feel if Clemson play their best game and we play our best game, we should win by 10. I feel we the better team this year. I don't think they quarterback. I don't think he that.
Yeah, I'm in the same thinking with that quarterback. He has to show me a lot. He's shown the tendency to give the ball up and put the ball in some bad spots and for I guess you could say some takeable spots and just throwing the ball up for grabs and things like that once he gets pressure. So I do think we could router him a little bit into some bad decisions. He'll give you maybe two or three bad decision throws per game. It's up to us to capitalize on those two or three throws per game. Well, boy, man, it's been a pleasure,
Yep.
man.
Yep.
Definitely.
And
Go ahead, go ahead. I thought you were still. My bad. You kind of the reaction is a little slow. But go ahead.
yeah, I'm saying, but I just don't see. I just see the T Higgins, the Rosses. I don't see that for Clemson. I don't see the T Higgins, the Ross, the Sammy Watkins. I don't see them type of playmakers out there right now.
Hey, hey, lot. This you kind of breaking up, but it's crazy you said that because I literally called my brother and I told him the same exact thing. Them receivers ain't walking through that door no more. Y'all don't have a T. Higgins. Y'all don't have a Sammy. Y'all don't have a Mike Williams. Y'all don't have them dynamic guys on the outside. They should scare us at that point in time. Ross, those guys are gone. I don't see any type of threat on the outside. Now, granted, we still got to do our job, but it's crazy. I said the exact same thing. Clemson used to have some killers on the outside at receiver, and they don't have those same type of killers at all. I literally said the same exact
Always.
thing. Good point. Really good point. Real good point. All right, bro, it's been a pleasure. Make sure you join next week because we got to chop it up and talk about how we win this game.
Yeah, I feel the same way, bro. Like I feel the same way. I feel if we can stop Will Shipley, I feel like we can stop Will Shipley and make him throw the ball. I think we're gonna be okay. But the other factor gonna be our O line versus they D line. If we can hold up and give Jordan enough time, I believe we can execute and put points up against them boys, man.
I agree 100%, 200%. Was definitely a pleasure. Bro. Appreciate you joining, man. Call back next week so we can chop it up, man. That's my dog, Lot,
But
boy,
yeah,
man.
man, let me get out of here, man. My Dolphins gonna come on.
Good
You
luck,
know
dog.
what,
Y'all
100.
doing good, man. Good
Bro,
luck.
no. Oh yeah, we're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right.
All right, man. Take care. Tanya, what's up? Talk to me. You there? Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel. Hello?
Hear me?
Yeah, I hear you there. Nina, you there?
Man, don't be saying my government. You know them trolls like me. Hey, no, but what I wanted to kind of elaborate on right quick, like is you know, y'all Jets. and I'm in my 30s, so you guys may not have been born back in when we won the first championship in 1993. Well, Notre Dame knocked us off, and it knocked us out of national championship contention. We were the number one team. They were number two. They beat us. Then they turned around the following week and went and played Boston College.
Yeah.
And Boston College knocked them off, and that's what got us back in the championship game, and that's how we won the 1993 championship. So what I want to say to our fan base, like Boston College not new to this. They've been doing this for the longest, and Kane fans might troll, say this and say that, but had they not got a crucial turnover at the end of the game, and Ed Reed snatched the ball from, I forgot who it was, and ran it back and
For the
returned it
touchdown. Yep.
for a touchdown, they would not have even beat Boston College. So, I mean, Boston College like that. They kind of like that team. You you can't take them lightly. I kind of feel like our team really didn't. They didn't really respect Boston College. I feel like they took them lightly. I think they took them lightly, but I think they'll grow from this. And as we say, humble pie is good for the soul. So with that being said, I'm tired of losing the Cleveland. I need to go out here, take care of business because fact it was rough for me because I was surrounded by a bunch of Gators. So it was kind of rough for me.
I know Saturday's pretty rough for you, man, especially how they were talking about. You got to understand, man, we undefeated, man. You can't be
Oh yeah,
letting
yeah,
the
yeah.
teams.
No, I was actually at I was on campus at UF.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It was
so
pretty sure it was a
uh,
dope atmosphere in Gainesville.
boy, yeah, it's rough. But y'all just want to come on here and share that little nugget.
Appreciate the love, and make sure you join next week after we get this dub in Death Valley.
Oh, I'll be here.
Oh yeah, appreciate you.
You welcome.
All right, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Tanya, we got you now.
All right. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. Perfect, perfect.
Okay. What's up? I missed majority of the game, which is something I never do.
I
I was
did too.
out,
'Cause
so
I,
I
was,
have
I
to
freaking had
rewatch
part
it.
one. Sorry for interrupting. I had part one, and it kind of pissed me off a little bit with that 12 o'clock kickoff. I missed a lot of it too, due to my part one game. But go ahead.
Yeah, I guess I was like the team. I got a little big headed saying it was only Boston College. I was like, shoot, let me go get my nails done. The boys been handle business. And then and I'm in the nail salon looking at the score and I'm like, what the hell going on? So I made them turn the TV on. So I gotta rewatch like the whole game and see what's going on. But whatever, fuck it. We won. Clemson, you on the clock.
Right, you on the clock, man. We move on. 3-0, undefeated. We go to the next game now.
All
So how
right,
you
love
feel?
y'all.
Love you too, man. Before we get you out, how do you
Oh,
feel? How do you feel about the Clemson game?
um, Clemson gonna play us hard no matter what. No matter if them mother if they was 0-5, they would still play us hard. It don't matter. Clemson gonna play us hard. So I mean, I'm not really worried about it. Got some little bit concerns about the defense. I don't know. I don't know, but I just know Clemson probably gonna play us hard. They gonna play us hard. But I think we can pull through, get the win.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I
So
think it'll be a hard fought game. If you look at from a talent standpoint, I think Clemson's probably the most or second most talented team we'll play this year. But at the same time, though, man, they go have to see us, and I think this was a title to lose, man. It's been a long time, man. So it's time to get that dub in Death Valley.
yeah, I got a couple friends from the military that's Clemson fans. Yeah, I'm ready to brag.
Oh yeah, I
I'm
am
ready
too.
to
Trust
brag.
me. I've been hearing it for a long time within my damn family for the last 7 years or so. So I'm ready to talk my shit a little bit too.
Yeah, I was glad when we got Miami and Florida up out of there last year. I won a lot of money with that. So Clemson, it's your turn.
Right now, y'all on the clock. I feel you on that, man. We gonna get it done. I believe so.
I hope so.
Right.
Well, y'all doing good. You know, I gotta come through, show some support, drop a couple words, and go knows.
Appreciate you. The only words that matter, right? Go knows. I appreciate the love and support you've been having throughout, man. I really appreciate it 100%.
You know it.
All right,
We'll
take care.
holler.
We'll see you next week. Make sure you join next week after this ass whooping, because it's going to be an ass whooping.
Oh, I'm coming in talking. I'm be like, KP up in this.
All right, right. Got to come with that energy. I love it. See you next week.
All right, bye.
All right. Appreciate the Tanya, big friend of the show, man. I love her, man. She do it. She love the nose, man. She show a lot of love. All right, appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel. Again, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and just check out if you haven't. If you're new to the new to the page, just go through and check out the videos and you know see what you think. We got a lot of good content going on. Only going to get a lot better. So make sure you guys just check out what we've done in the past. And again, welcome to the show. Welcome to the family, man. If you have subscribed, appreciate it. But again, make sure you guys like this video. A rough one against Boston College on the road, but end of the day, all you have to do is survive and go on to the next week, and that's exactly what we did. Now we have the big time game against the Clemson Tigers in Death Valley. So hopefully we can lock in, and get this dub against the Tigers, and continue towards our goal for the ACC championship first, and then the college football playoffs. We got somebody there. Ant, you there? Chilling, man. Talk to me, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. You know, feeling pretty good. We need as a team, they needed that type of fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was you need those tough games early, so you can figure out later as you go on into your season, you can figure it out. And it was a tough game, but they overcame it. But just getting on to some of the stats, we were gifted 19 penalties with
Yeah.
100 and I'll say 20 plus yards. But we gave it all right back on third downs.
Right.
You know,
Literally.
they had I seen one stat out there. They had 12 plays for 357 yards. That's crazy, and the majority of that was on third downs. You know, we
Get
got
out
to
of
just
here. That's a stat.
yeah, we just have to clean up a few things, man. Overall, the team is a good team. They're gonna be fine. Yeah, the fans just need to calm down and relax a little bit. You know, this is football. You're not gonna play your best game every week, but you got to play it good enough just to get the win,
Right.
and that's all that counts. Like you said earlier, you just got to win. You win by 1 point, you win by 50 points. A win is a win, and move on to the next. I think, in my opinion, the play calling and the coaching has been vanilla the last 2 weeks. I'm thinking the coaches are not trying to put stuff on tape, is looking ahead for the Clemson game because Ole Miss was just a vanilla game. This
Mm-hmm.
game was a vanilla game. You got Daniel Preston having more catches in yards than Keon Coleman. What lifespan that's gonna ever happen again? You know,
Right.
it's not. So it's okay, man. We in a good position, and hey, they gonna keep the fight up, man. Go knows. That's all I got, bro.
No, I agree. I do think from a play calling standpoint, it was a little vanilla, but I think it's going to be opened up a lot within this game for sure because Mike know how important this shit is. And if anybody knows, Mike Norville knows how big and how important this game is. So I agree 100%. The play calling would be a lot different, a lot more aggressive uh, within this game for sure.
Right, right. Yeah, it's you'll see a big turnaround, man. They're gonna open it up. You know, it is what it is. The fans don't like it because our expectation as fans, because of what we have as a team, is just so high. The bar is so high. So when you're not playing a complete game, then you get these fans that just get irate, man. Just sit back and enjoy the ride.
No, I agree 100%. And the reason I'm not complaining, or not necessarily complaining, but going off the deep end, because I know how good this team could be. I know the potential they show some of them are already. I know from a talent standpoint, we could match up against anybody in the damn country. I've seen that already. So that's why I'm not going over the deep end in regards to that. It's things we could get better at 100%. But to say, we've been lied to, and no. My eyes, you feel me? They haven't been lied to at all. I know what I saw and I've seen what I've seen. We can
Right.
compete with any team in the country as long as we do it on a high level. It's just getting to the high level and doing it consistently.
Yeah. I mean, we recruited that kid, man,
Yep.
the quarterback. So
Yep.
the staff knew what type of dynamic player he was. They just Boston College just played a big game, man. Now, like you said, that was the game of the year for them. And you're gonna have those type of games across the country, not just at Florida State gonna run into across the country. Teams are gonna run into to other teams that's just gonna get up for you and make the game tough and ugly. And that's what happened. Uh, so with that said, man, see you in a few weeks, bro. Looking forward to meeting you face to face and
Oh yeah.
see you at the tailgate. And go Noles.
Go knows, man. Appreciate you. We're gonna hang out real good at the Virginia Tech tailgate for sure.
All right, brother.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
All right.
Tanya got a good point in the comments as well. Look how bad we played and we still scored 30 points, right? So we still put up our 30 plus points within the game. So we're still us, so to speak. Wait, we have another tailgate. You damn right, we got another tailgate. As soon as that first game come back, man, that's my guy James Coleman, former FSU fullback. Make sure you guys tap in with him as well. But yeah, the Virginia Tech tailgate will be strong. I cannot wait to throw that first home tailgate, excuse me, her first home game tailgate in Doak Campbell Stadium. We weren't able to do it for the Southern Miss game, but again, I cannot wait to get you guys back in Doak so we can hang out on top of lot 19. I will wrap this show up pretty quick and make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to the channel. If you got any other callers that want to jump in, go ahead and do that now. Just so we're going to wrap this up pretty quickly. Appreciate you guys hanging with us as we've been going on for over an hour, just kicking it. Again, I love the call in, man, because we talk on the timeline all the time about stuff, but to have these conversations, as a family like this and talk things out, man, it's no's, it's all love. We gonna figure it out. We gonna be good, and we go enjoy this ride from this. It's gonna be a memorable season. We're gonna enjoy this memorable season together and kick it with each other every week. So again, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel. Go Noles. And like I said, 3-0. Tough game this past weekend, but again, we're undefeated moving forward. Time for the big road game against Clemson. Time to go ahead and take back what's ours in this conference. Go Noles.